In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are going to cover lecture number 6. This lecture is from Unit 1, Vision and Mission. As you know that every unit in your book consists of 2 prose and 1 poem. So this is the poem written by Stephen Crane and the title is The Blades of Grass. You can open your book on page number 32. This is reading section 1.3. The outline of this lecture is, first of all, we will introduce what is poetry. Then we will discuss elements of poetry. After that, introduction to the poet or author. That means we are going to read about Stephen Crane, and then we will read the poem without any explanation. We will just read the poem. Then in the next part, in the next lecture, I will discuss the summary and explanation of the poem, and then elements of the poetry in this following poem, and then the study questions that are given at the end of the poem. So, what is poetry? But before poetry, let's discuss what is literature. Literature is any written piece of work that has a relationship either directly or indirectly to our practical life. So, when we are going to discuss what is literature, literature is a story of our life that is either a direct story or it's going to be an indirect story. So literature is basically divided into 2 parts. One is prose and the other is poetry. So poetry can be defined as a literature in metrical form or a composition forming rhythmic lines. So poetry is a written work that is going to have some rhythmic lines, some structure, and with the help of that structure, it is going to define itself. The metrical form of the poetry, it is going to differentiate it from the other form that is called as prose. So prose is not going to have any practical or any defined structure. It is just going to have it's just a written work, but poetry is going to have a structure that is going to follow the meter, foot and rhymes and rhythms. So according to the famous poet Wordsworth, poetry can be defined as the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion, recollected in tranquility. So Wordsworth defined poetry as our overflow of emotions. Like spontaneous overflow of emotions means that we have the overflow of, we have the, you can say, our emotions that are going to boost up and that we are going to express without being conscious. Like unconsciously when we are going to discuss our feelings or emotions, and then we are going to say it or tell it to people, it's going to be a poetry. And here, recollected in tranquility means that Wordsworth himself was a poet, and he was when he was moving outside, when he was roaming around, he used to observe things, and then when he was back into his house, or you can say any peaceful area, then he used to write poems. So he is going to say that when we are observing our surrounding, and then when we are coming back to a peaceful area and we are going to recollect the memories and we are going to write them down, it's going to be poetry. So there are certain elements of poetry. Now you are not students of literature, so you don't need to know each and everything like the rhythm, meter and rhyme. These are not that much important for you, but you must know what is theme, line, stanza and mood of the poem. So a poem is a collection of words written for delivering ideas, for conveying message or any ideas or emotions, that is written for the sake of, you can say, conveying any message. So we are going to call it as poetry. So the first and most important part of a poetry is theme. Theme is a truth, lesson or the message about life that the writer wants to convey, that the writer wants to tell the people the reality that is related to the life. Then rhythm is the best sound and feel of a poem. You can say that it's the musical essence of the poem. We are going to call it as rhythm. Then meter is the number and style of the syllables in a line. Now every line is composed of words, and every line is composed of different syllables, some stressed, some unstressed, and those stress and unstressed together they make a meter. So the meter is going to like form, and then it is going to form a line. So meter, line and stanza, these three are somehow related, but so far you can just ignore meter by saying that it's the way we are going to put together the words together, it's going to be meter. And rhyme describes words that have same ending sounds. जो हम काफिया हम रदीफ हम लोग बोलते हैं, that is your rhyme. Okay, then line. A line is a single row of words in a poem. So for example, element of, this is one row. The words that are here, elements and of, these are the words and it is going to make the row. So we are going to call it as a line. And poetry, though is a single word, but it's again considered a line in a poem. So then we have stanza. A stanza is a group of lines in a poem. So when we are going to like consider it as it's a poem. So the elements of poetry, this we can call as 2 lines but 1 stanza in a poem. Okay, then mood. Mood is the feeling the poet is trying to convey. So mood can be of seriousness, mood can be of happiness, mood can be of sadness, mood can be of melancholy, and mood can be of nostalgia. So this is how we are trying to convey the different meanings, the different ideas with the help of a poem by following these certain elements. Okay, then let's discuss who is Stephen Crane. Stephen Crane, 1871 to 1900, was born in New Jersey, USA. He worked as a journalist in New York before attempting to publish his first novel, which was too grim to find a readership. This part is taken from your book, page number 32. It's written over here that the writer, he is Stephen Crane. So he was born in New Jersey, USA, and first he was working as a journalist, then he moved to fictional writing, that is novel, short stories and poem. So he started writing and he published his first novel, but that novel was not that much popular. However, his second novel, The Red Badge of Courage, 1985, was hailed as a masterpiece. So The Red Badge of Courage is his popular or famous, you can say, novel that gave this writer Stephen Crane as popularity. He came to England in 1897, where his novel was more warmly received. His other works include 2 volumes of poetry and short stories. He died of tuberculosis in 1900. So it's quite clear that Stephen Crane, he was a writer. He started writing somewhere back in, you can say 1983, 81, we don't know. but his second novel, he wrote it in 1985, and it was a popular novel, and then he started writing poems and poetry and short stories, and he died of tuberculosis. Okay, let's come towards the reading. Reading section 1.3, The Blades of Grass, Stephen Crane, page number 32. In heaven, some little blades of grass stood before God. What did you do? Then all save one the little blades began eagerly to relate, impatiently narrate the merits of their lives. This one stayed a small way behind, ashamed. Presently, God said, "And what did you do?" The little blade answered, "O my Lord, memory is bitter to me. For if I did good deeds, I know not of them." Then God, in all his splendor, grandeur, brilliance, arose from his throne. "Oh, best little blade of grass," he said. Now, this is 2-stanza poem. These are the lines, and this is 1 stanza, this is the 2nd stanza. So we have read it. We don't know what does little blade of grass means, and why is God talking to the little blade of grass. So when we will discuss in the next lecture, when we will discuss the explanation, the summary of the poem, then we will come to know that what does the blade of grass means. Thank you so much. That's all for today.